Welcome back, Love Tribe. It's Tracie with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I am here to do your beginning of the month reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and all cross watchers. Remember, if you are a cross watcher, that Spirit knows who's watching, and it just might play out in your own energy instead of your person's. Okay. The only announcements I have is this month's gratitude drawing will be done November 1st, and we are doing a much longer free reading than I normally do because I was giving away, decks of cards and sorry, I heard something outside the window. Decks of cards, crystals, etc. And I didn't take into consideration the shipping cost for people who were overseas or in other countries, which was pretty exorbitant. So I'm doing a rethink, and I'm going to figure out something that's much lighter. I'm going to research what the cost would be, and we'll get it figured out for the next gratitude drawing. But for this one, on November 1st, we go live. Anybody who purchases a private reading, donates to the channel, donates a super chat, joins Patreon. If you monetarily support my channel, every time you do that, your name gets entered in the drawing, and the drawing will be on November 1st, and we do go live. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Tracie, and this is my free YouTube channel where I do weekly uploads, and on the beginning of each month, I do the 12 zodiacs. There are going to be extended versions available over on Patreon. If you're not familiar with Patreon, there's a link in the description box below. It is a paid monthly subscription. It starts at $4.44. We'll get you all of the extended versions of the 12 zodiacs on the first of each month, and you get extra content, 2 extra videos a week, sometimes more. Sometimes if I'm out of town, you might get 1 less, and then I beef it up the next week and give you twice as many. But there's lots of extra content. If you resonate with being a twin flame or on a spiritual ascension journey, or feel like you're a light worker, then the 1111 and 2222 tiers, I gear a lot of my content. I am a twin flame ascension coach, and I am a medium. I channel direct messages from spirit. I am a light worker, and I am a twin flame. And so if you resonate with any of that energy, my mission, I've kind of moved over to Patreon. I do a lot of more focused, detailed content around that. So if you're interested, check it out. And if you're new and you like the vibe here, we call it the Love Tribe, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the wiggly bell if you want to be part of each of the uploads. We also go live every beginning of the or every full moon and every new moon, sometimes even on special occasions like Lion's Gate, or certain energetic portals that are happening in the sky. So if you would like to participate in that, we do a manifestation ritual every new moon, full moon, as long as I'm capable, and I've only missed a couple, so I think we're doing pretty good. So thank you to all of you that are my returning patrons. Spirit told me I need to do a little bit more sharing of the channel in order to make it grow. I can't expect you guys to share it if I don't, right? So those are my announcements. I also have a second channel where I do mediumship. If you have a deceased loved one that you've been wanting a message from, you might be able to find one over there. It's linked in the description box below. And we're going to take you down to your reading now. Thank you for listening to my intro. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is my new setup, and it is temporary, I think, for the winter. In the summertime, I do it in my kitchen, but in the wintertime, the lighting is really bad. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have installed some lighting up there, and it gets pretty bright, kind of in a moody way, but so yeah, I'm hoping this will be okay for winter without a lot of daylight I like the more natural lighting. All right, so October energies in love and romance and relationships for Aquarius. I've already dealt out your oracles. I haven't looked at them yet. We're going to use tarot to I can't talk today. It is that Mercury energy, right? Mercury retrograde. So what I was trying to say is we're going to use the tarot to get more details on whatever the oracles have brought us. All right. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. All cross watchers, remember that Spirit knows who's watching, so it might be a message for you instead of about your person. First card out. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So you're showing up in your own reading, Aquarians. So, you know, Aquarius, air signs in general. If you're leaning into your sun sign more than, other signs as far as archetype, you tend to have a lot of love and nurture inside of you, but you don't always show it on the outside, or you're strong, you're smart, you're intelligent, and you don't always allow your emotions to kind of guide you. So this could be a message to maybe lean a little bit more into the heart center and allow love to flow into whatever situation you're currently in. If you're not in a situation with another person currently, then this could be self-love is needed to open up the energetic field to be able to receive love. Just a side note, guys, I have a fly in here. It's been in here for about a week. I try not to kill flies. I'm kind of a compassionate person that way. I believe God's in everything, but he likes to get on my camera and crawl across it. I have opened a small part of my front door, hoping it'll find its way out and hoping that it doesn't invite any of its cousins or extended family in. So if you see the fly, I do apologize. Okay, your next card is moderation. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. Okay, so I'm not sure yet exactly what that's talking about, because moderation, that card's specific for eating. For some of you that might resonate, but it might also be moderation in other areas. We're going to take a look at the rest of the energies and then we'll sew it all together. And here comes the train. Mercury retrograde, anything that can interrupt will. All right, so we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. We have boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. We have breathe. And your last oracle is surrender and release. That goes good with this breathe. That thing you're holding on to so tightly with an iron grip fist, let it go. Breathe. There you got breathe again. I don't know if you can see that. It says breathe in. Gathering the dust up from every corner of your body until you no longer feel it lurking. Deep within the depths of your soul, pause at the top of your breath and release it on a long exhale. A steady breath out. Pause again and ask, can you surrender to the final outcome? Can you surrender to how things come back to you? Can you surrender to the knowledge that they may not? Surrender to all possibilities, accepting that what's in store is greater than anything you could ever imagine. Surrender, dear one, and watch how you rise. Okay, so I'm kind of getting a message here. Remember, I channel. So I feel a channeled message coming through for one of you or maybe many of you. But what I'm feeling here is that maybe the dating scene or love and romance has been kind of sketchy for you lately. It feels to me, this is a number 29, which breaks down to a 11. 11's all about duality. But I think you've been on this journey of self-love. I see bring love into the situation. I see moderation. This could literally be, eating. It could be anything that you use to clutter your mind is what I feel. I feel like there's so much going on in your thought processes right now. I think maybe you might have put yourself out there recently for dating, or maybe somebody that you've been kind of interacting with. It's been in and out. I don't feel stability here. I feel scattered. Even my thoughts feel a little scattered. And so stay optimistic about your love life and bring love into the situation. It feels like you need to start focusing on the positive things that you've experienced in relationships. Even if they didn't end up being a very positive experience, there's always a lesson to learn from it. And I feel like part of the lesson that you've been being taught by Spirit is this boundaries, right? How to engage in sharing your energy romantically with another person in a way that does not compromise who you are, this self-love, right? How do you look at your patterns? I always tell my clients that if you look back over the last 2 or 3 situations that you've had in love and romance, take a look at the commonalities. What were those people like? Where did they overstep your boundaries? When did the red flags come out? What did you learn from that? And how can you take what you learned from that and move it forward in this surrender and release, right? It's hard to have boundaries and still be in surrender. And I know this because I've been learning this for the last 3 years. So for me personally, moderation in my, like I've been creating the highest and best version of myself. I've been learning boundaries and balance, especially balance. I've been learning how to love myself. I've been learning how to give back to myself. I've been learning how to, moderate anything in my life that was out of balance, whether it was my eating habits or my exercise regime or prayer and meditation versus chaos and action. It's that masculine, feminine energy, and knowing when to act and how to act, and knowing when to receive and how to receive. There seems to be a balance here that Spirit's trying to bring into your awareness in the month of October around how to be open to receive, but to also have boundaries that keep things in balance. All right. If you've been attracting people that, instantly want to start sharing content, because this is the new thing, or at least it's been my experience, is people want to share pictures of themselves. And some of them, it's like sexting without sexting. They're tasteful, but they're not appropriate still, in my opinion. But this whole new digital age has really kind of got me going through loops. So I'm going to use my own example just because it's all I have to really share is, I'm divorced now for 3 years. I'm wanting to start dating again. I'm wanting to start getting myself out there. And yet I tend to be the kind of person that falls in love far too quickly. It's not really love. It's that codependency, right? It's that need to be needed, need to be loved. And so Spirit has been hammering me with situation of, this new guy, this new guy, this new guy. And they're each of them really overstepping my boundaries very soon in the communication. And because I'm a people pleaser, you know, I tend to instead of nipping it in the bud and saying, listen, this is not appropriate, it's not what I'm looking for, thank you, but no thanks, and moving on, I, in the beginning, was really kind of being kind and saying, well, you know, thank you, but I'm not sure that's what I'm looking for. And I would stay in that communication with that person much longer than I should have. And so I don't know what your situation is. I'm just sharing mine because it's what I've got to teach from. But what I'm seeing here is moderation. This is balance. Moderation means balance. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of the action with a little bit of the receiving, right? It's being in that flow. And so what Spirit has taught me on my journey is that when you're trying to manifest something, you have to take your highest and best action, right? If you're trying to manifest a job, of course, you've got to make a resume, you've got to put it out there, you've got to do the interviews, but you take the highest and best course of action, And then you kind of have to allow, you've got to be in this surrender of, okay, I did everything I could do. I've done my part. And now I need to surrender and just breathe and allow the magic to happen, right? Because we're co-creating with the universe, with God, with Source, to create what we want. And so this could play out in any area of your life. I told you if it didn't look like romance to me, I would talk to you about it. This could just be you on a journey of self-discovery, self-love, self-boundaries, learning how to recalibrate your energy, to be open to give and to receive equally, keeping your thoughts positive, living your highest and best life, and trusting the process. All right, so we're going to get more on this for the month of October for Aquarius. Please, what is your highest and best message for Aquarius at this time in love and romance and relationships in the month of October? Spirit, what do you have to share? What is the current energies? So I got 3 cards out of the first shuffle. I got the 9 of Pentacles with the 10 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to clarify these because there's several ways I can read this. Clarify this 9 of Pentacles, please. Clarify the 9 of Pentacles. All right, so we got Lovers with the High Priestess. I felt that. We talked about that. Learning to trust, right? Trust your intuition. This is kind of Spirit telling me that through self-love, self-care, positive thoughts, healthy boundaries, and being open to receive, that's how you are intuitively going to be able to be the highest and best version of yourself and not to be codependent. I do feel like there's codependency here that was in your past or something that you're walking away from, right? The codependency, because the 9 of Pentacles, this is the opposite of codependence. This is I can do anything with, without, or in spite of anybody else, right? This is self-love. This is self-fulfillment. This is creating your own money, creating your own job, your own life, this is you co-creating with the divine, your highest and best life. Okay. And so clarifying that is the Lovers, which is a choice card, right? It's learning how to, and it's a 6, which is about balance. I feel a lot here around balance with you guys in the month of October. So, bring love into the situation is you've got to be the vibration of love in order to attract the vibration of love. And intuitively is how you're being guided. I mean, your spirit guides are seriously guiding you at this time on this journey. First, you've got to surrender to the process of balancing out your own inner masculine and feminine energies. And that's very intuitively driven for you. And this is going to bring balance in your love and romance too, and possibly even call in that high-level soulmate if you don't have one, and if you already have one and you're in separation, because this is what it feels like to me. It does not feel like, if you do have somebody on your heart and mind, it does not feel to me like you are really in that place of unconditional love, right? You may be talking, but if you are, it's not very productive, right? There are boundaries up or boundaries needed. So again, I'm really getting boundaries and high vibration and trust. All right, what is the 10 of Wands? What is being released here in October? What is the 10 of Wands? What is being released in October? What is ending? See? All right, so we have the 4 of Cups. So this is somebody who is facing away from what's coming in. This is somebody who feels burdened. They don't like where they're at. The 4 of Cups is, it's that, like I just don't feel it. Not feeling the love, right? Not feeling like this is where I want to be. This is heavy energy. I really want something better. So in the month of October, I feel like you're almost close enough to release, or maybe you have just released something in your energetic field that just wasn't feeling like what you were trying to manifest. Tell me more with the 4 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. Tell me more with the 4 of Cups and the 10 of Wands, please. One more. Yeah. You want happiness. So wherever you are or wherever you've been, because it's going to be different for each of you. This is the Sun card. Wherever you are, wherever you've been, was not, it was heavy. It was burdened. It was just not what you wanted. It's like, what you really want is this happiness, right? So in tarot, 10s are endings. They break down to a 1. It's when this ending is allowed to express itself, then you get the new beginning for the future. Ending this cycle of unhappiness, boredom, unfulfillment, burdensome, right? And then your next card is the 2 of Wands. This is somebody who's sitting, daydreaming about the world. What can I do? Where can I go? What do I want? This is a journey to self-discovery is what it feels like. Feels like Spirit is teaching you what you don't want, probably bringing you a lot of what you don't want, so that you can learn from that in order to create and experience what you do want. And so I do feel that you've been on a journey of self-love, self-boundaries, positive thinking. It's really very divinely guided. And I do believe it's what's going to bring you in alignment with what it is you're desiring. So the 2 of Wands is somebody who's looking out over the future, desiring movement, desiring a person, place, thing, a new situation, a better life, movement, something better. It's a crossroads. It's a decision. Tell me about the 2 of Wands for Aquarius, please, in the month of October. Tell me about the 2 of Wands for Aquarius in the month of October. Oh, Page of Cups. Yeah, see, you're wanting to date. You're wanting something new. You're wanting somebody. If you already have somebody, you're wanting them to communicate. You're wanting them to come forward, to talk about it, to maybe even apologize, because the Page of Cups is an emotional confession or an emotional offer. It could be an invitation. Tell me more about the Page of Cups with the 2 of Wands for Aquarius in love and romance. Ooh. Yeah, 8 of Wands. So for some of you, you might already have somebody on your heart and mind with that Lover's card. Okay, but this person, I feel, has not really been a stable person in your life. So, you know, for some of you, it will be a karmic person because they're teaching you. They show up. There's a meaning for them in your life. And that is to kind of teach you these healthy boundaries. It's part of the education. It's part of the learning that Spirit's guiding you on in this process of inner balance between your own masculine and feminine energy, learning how to be autonomous and liberated and free, right? Independent, but also being open to receive love without losing yourself in that love. So we have the Eight of Wands with the Page of Cups. If you're already dealing with somebody, my guess is that communication has been sporadic, sparse. Maybe there was a conversation that was had. There needs to be closure or clarity. But you're daydreaming about manifesting this action of communication. So tell me more about the Eight of Wands, Page of Cups, and the Two of Wands. For my Aquarius, tell me more. Tell me more. So we got the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Pentacles. So I do believe for some of you, and it's funny how it always comes around to this, but it does feel like some of you might already have somebody in your energetic field. It could be a Gemini. It could be in and I'm just, guys, this is tarot and I'm reading for the collective. So it could be anybody. But if you need extra validation, I am going to call out the majors that I'm seeing here. So I am seeing Leo heavily, and I am seeing Gemini and Aquarius and Pisces. Doesn't have to be. But this, I do feel like you're daydreaming about somebody that you want to communicate. Somebody, it's like you're calling somebody in. And then you've got the Wheel of Fortune with the Four of Pentacles. This is probably somebody that you've been holding on to. I'm going to get some advice on that. I want to know if it's somebody you should be holding on to, or if this is somebody who's here to teach you how to release, because you do have surrender and release. I know it's a collective reading, so it might be different for each of you, but I'm going to get a little bit more clarity on this. In the month of October, what does this Four of Pentacles represent? Page of Swords. Yeah, I do feel for some of you that you're just learning about yourself. Page of Pentacles with the Tower. Wow, okay. So I'm feeling both. I'm really feeling that for some of you, this is just somebody who came in to teach you a lesson, because the Page of Swords is my student. All pages are students and messengers, right? Youthful energy, new energy, beginning, right? So this is about your journey. This is about learning and exploring. Look at, she's walking from one end to the other, bridging a gap with knowledge, with clarity. Being divinely guided too with those hawks, right? They're moving her, they're talking to her. And so there's been a lot of learning that you've encountered through this situation. Page of Pentacles says that you will get a message. You're manifesting it. You will get the message, okay? And it might come in quickly. I'm going to clarify this. I don't know why, but the bottom of the deck wanted to be seen because I'm seeing it in the video. I wasn't looking at it, but I'm seeing it on the screen. And we do have the Seven of Swords with the Six of Swords. So for some of you, this is an epiphany. This is the fact that somebody is not who they say they are. It could be somebody sneaking in. It could be somebody sneaking out. But there is something about this that is unknown. Let me clarify this Tower, please. Clarify the Tower for Aquarius. And there's that Emperor. Oh my God, there's so much energy this month that's so similar. All right, so the Emperor coming in, death and rebirth. So if you've been dealing with somebody, now we've got strong Aries energy here. If you've been dealing with somebody that's been shady, I'm hearing the song, "Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up." I do believe that this person, look at that. You've got the Death card, you've got the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So if this is somebody that you know is a divine counterpart, because the Lovers can be one of my divine counterpart cards, they're going through a death and rebirth. They're transforming, they're balancing, because you balanced. See, that's the key. I think that's the whole message for you. We are in Libra season. Libra season is about love and relationship, and it's about balance and fairness. And so I do believe that in the month of October, this message is coming through for a lot of the zodiac signs, that by balancing your own energy and going through that death and rebirth that you went through is teaching you all about how to be independent, not to be codependent, not to be quantumly entangling yourself externally. Like possibly your love life this far has been about chasing externally validation to love yourself internally. It's like, I need somebody else to love me to love myself. I need somebody else to need me to need myself. I need to be lost in somebody else's energy to feel validated in my own. And I think that you've been on this journey of balancing that, where Spirit is divinely guiding you on how to, balance and have moderation in all things, no addictive behaviors, no codependent behaviors, how to create for yourself before you try to create with another. And in that, you've been learning how to manifest, how to stay positive and optimistic, how to have healthy boundaries where you probably had no boundaries before. And now you're learning this process of surrender, of, being in the flow of just being in acceptance, right? In acceptance that whatever is meant for me is going to show up for me, and whatever is not will freely flow away from me. And I will honor the leaving as much as I honor the entry, right? So balance within you is making you a vibrational attractor to balance within this person who is showing up as the Emperor for you. It could be a boss. It could be somebody who reminds you of your father, especially if you have father issues from your childhood. It could be your divine counterpart if you resonate with being a twin flame. We do have the Four of Wands, which is my 1111 card. We have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. This does seem like it's going to lead you eventually, because we have the Seven of Pentacles. There's still work to be done with the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, but you're planting seeds, right, for this union energy to come in. But balance is what's been needed in both of you. And I feel like, when you balance and recalibrate within yourself and learn how to become the highest and best version of you, that makes something new. You will no longer be the old version of you. You will be something brand new. That's a death and rebirth process, right? And when you master that, that's when all of the betrayal and falseness of all the relationships you've ever attracted will be able to level up into somebody who is vibrationally in alignment with what you've become. So I see it coming for you. Okay, death and rebirth, Two of Pentacles. That's balance, juggling, The Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles says that, you know, this is going to take a little while. There's still work to be done on the balancing with the divine timing here. Temperance, right? That's all about the inner yin and yang. It's alchemy. It is the death and rebirth process. So I'm going to keep these cards because we're going to go over to the extended and we're going to go deeper into this to see, you know, who is this emperor? And so I'm going to clarify in the extended, the emperor with the Tower and the Seven of Swords. And probably a lot of this energy that was being presented as future energy, because the bottom of the deck for me is always future energy. It's not current. This is the current energy. This is the potential of the current energy. So let's just do a summation here. For the month of October, the key word for you is balance, moderation, divine timing. All in a nutshell, right? Focusing on what you want to experience, never compromising your integrity or your expectations, having healthy boundaries, breathing through the disappointments because it feels like becoming the adept. It feels like practice, right? Practice, practice, practice. Like Spirit's been really kind of guiding you, and probably for a while now, on how to change who you are slowly and then practice the new modalities that they've taught you in order to put you in this independent, not codependent state. Changing your vibration to become the vibrational match to what it is you're actually trying to attract. And for some of you, this is definitely already in the works. It's somebody that you've already dealt with, because I see with the Page of Cups and the Eight of Wands that communication is wanting to come in, or you're wanting communication to come in, or it could be your person wanting to communicate, right? That's where we're going to go deeper in the extended to find out the minute details. But the overall general energy is that you need moderation, balance, you need self-love, you need optimism, you need healthy boundaries, and you need to be open to receive and open to allow that which wants to leave gracefully. It feels like Spirit's teaching you how to release this Four of Pentacles, how to not grip so tightly to what it is you're trying to manifest, but to loosen your grip and allow Spirit in to help you with the manifestation process. Sometimes, you know, that old poem, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. And Spirit channeled to me that if you're the only glue holding something together, it might be time to allow somebody else to bring their bottle of glue, right? So honor the leaving. If you've been experiencing a lot of people coming in only to stay briefly and to get your hopes up and then they exit, or you delete them or block them, it is a process of learning. It's Spirit showing you what you don't want so that you know what you do want. And if your person that you've been, you know, trying to manifest with, I do believe they're in your life to teach you a lesson too. They're part of this journey. It's a lab partner. It's somebody, it could be a twin flame, but it's definitely a catalyst for this awakening and this journey. And I think it's all about authenticity. I think that you've worn many masks to be a people pleaser, and your person has worn many masks to be a people pleaser. And both of you are learning how to quit, or how to heal your trauma and your fears around abandonment and deception, and whatever the Seven of Swords is for you is probably very similar to your person. And so you're teaching each other how to balance and recalibrate back to self-love and how to have a healthy relationship. And so it's a beautiful journey, but I do believe you're in the midst of it. I don't believe you're ending anything soon. There's still that 10 of Wands in your energy, which is a burden that is part of the lesson. It's learning I mean, absolutely. Learning what you don't want, Four of Cups, versus what you do want with the Sun. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the extended. Thank you very much. If this resonated with you and you'd like to join me over there, it's only $4.44 a month, and it is billed on the first of each month at Patreon. And so you would be getting in right at the beginning of the month. So you'd only be billed once. And I'd love to see you over there as part of our Patreon Love Tribe. If you choose to leave it here, then namaste. I will see you next month when I upload the Aquarius Zodiac on the 1st of November. Namaste.